Do you remember when Taylor Swift announced that she didn't own the rights to her own music anymore and had to record all the songs over again from scratch? Ever wonder why that happened? Well, it turns out it's the same reason Toys R Us suddenly shut down a couple years ago, and why your local hospital or nursing home recently got a lot worse. It's because they were all purchased by private equity firms, some of the shadiest, most exploitative companies in all of capitalism, and they are screwing over all of us. So private equity firms buy other companies, or sometimes singer-songwriter music catalogs, using a strategy called leveraged buyouts. Now, all a leveraged buyout means is that they borrowed the money to make the purchase. But here's the trick. Instead of taking out the loan themselves, the company they purchase is actually responsible for the loan. And as a result, that company has to cut costs quick to pay the loan back. That often means they have to lay off employees, cut services, or jack up their prices just to pay the loan back and make the private equity company the profit they expect. When hospitals and nursing homes get purchased by private equity companies, they end up cutting services to their patients, which often results in the patients dying more often. But here's the really fucked up part, because private equity firms are often invested in by union health and pension plans. That's the health and retirement money of nurses and teachers. Now, those unions invest their money in the private equity firm just like they might invest in the stock market because they hope to see a return so they can pay for the retirement of all those nurses and teachers. But here's the problem. Private equity firms are generally bad investments. They often end up losing money. Well, they don't lose money for everybody. The people who run the private equity firms make a ton of money off of fees that they charge the unions, while all those hardworking workers, all those teachers and nurses, end up losing their retirement savings. So let's just recap. Private equity firms run by a bunch of rich asshole billionaires in suits are siphoning money from nurses and teachers and using it to buy out Taylor Swift's catalog or beloved retail chains and shut them down just to make a profit for themselves. That sucks. So what do we do about it? Well, the Stop Wall Street Looting Act and possible action by the Securities and Exchange Commission could make it harder for private equity to plunder America. But until those laws and regulations are passed, they are free to keep destroying businesses, killing jobs, and fucking with Taylor Swift. Now, this is just the beginning of how messed up private equity is. So if you want to learn more, I made a video with More Perfect Union, and you can check it out on their YouTube channel. See, that's the URL. You can just type that in.